safe at home. First, you join us to our live class. Yes, join everyone. Please join us to our live class. Then you understood the last chapter 17 communication today. Understood everyone? This is chapter number 17 communication today. Understood? First join us to our live class. Yes, class first and second both students. Your topics is the same. First and second students, please join us to our live class to understood this chapter and under all the topics. Understood? Chapter and let us start this chapter 17 communication. Understood beta? What is communication? कम्युनिकेशन व्हाट इज द हिंदी मीनिंग ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन? कम्युनिकेशन मीन्स होता है संचार, इसको बोल सकते हैं संचार, या आप कह सकते हैं कम्युनिकेशन व्हाट इज द हिंदी मीनिंग ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन? कम्युनिकेशन मीन्स होता है आदान प्रदान करना, मीन्स विचारों भावनाओं का आदान प्रदान करना ही क्या होता है? कम्युनिकेशन, जिसकी हिंदी मीनिंग संचार बोल सकते हैं। अंडरस्टूड? संपर्क कर सकते हैं। Today, in this chapter, there are some topics. Yes, beta. In this chapter, there are some topics. Sumon sir. Not working, please come. Yes, sir. Yes, beta. There are some topics in this chapter. First, about communication. Second, types of communication. Next, communication in the present and past. Understood everyone beta? Here in this chapter number 17 communication today, what is the Hindi meaning of communication? संचार व्यवस्था कर सकते हैं, संचार कर सकते हैं। संपर्क, you can say संपर्क also means आदान प्रदान करना। What is the Hindi meaning of communication? आदान भावनाओं का, विचारों का आदान प्रदान करना ही कम्युनिकेशन होता है। In one word you can speak संचार। Understood everyone? What is the Hindi meaning of communication? Please tell me. संचार, एक संपर्क रखना या अपने विचारों का आदान प्रदान करना ही क्या होता है? कम्युनिकेशन होता है। Understood? Under this chapter there are three topics about the communication. You know what are the communication, and second types of communication, you know how many types of that communication, and communication the present and past, how to communicate in the past time and how to communicate in the present time. You know the differences, understood? And the and what you know the topics also, you know the means of communication, understood, in the present time and in the past time, in the earlier days. Yes, what are communication? Let us start communication. Communication, what are communication beta? Expressing ideas or sharing ideas or sharing information expressing ideas or sharing information by talking or writing is called communication. Understood beta? What is communication? Someone asked you about the communication. You know na Hindi meaning of communication? Communication the Hindi meaning of communication means संचार करना, या you can say the विचारों का आदान प्रदान means ideas, sharing, expressing the ideas and sharing the information you can speak. Understood beta? Means communication. What is the Hindi meaning of communication? Communication means संचार या संपर्क, या you can speak, आदान प्रदान करना, विचारों भावनाओं का आदान प्रदान करना, ये क्या होता है? कम्युनिकेशन. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? Let us start about the first topics about the communication. What is communication? Expressing ideas or sharing information by talking or writing is called communication. Understood? Very short definition. Expressing ideas or sharing information by writing or by talking. Understood beta? By talking or by writing is called communication. Understood everyone? Second topic, understood everyone? What is communication? Please tell me what is communication? Expressing the ideas and sharing the information by talking or by writing is called communication. Second topic. Types of types of means of communication. Means of communication. Next, types of communication. Communication and four. Communication in the present and past. Understood beta? First you know means of communication. communication. Yes, you know the Hindi meaning of communication. Communication means संचार, संपर्क, you can say संपर्क and आदान प्रदान करना, विचारों भावनाओं का आदान प्रदान करना. Understood what is the Hindi meaning of communication? You understood each and everything. Next आता about the communication. Communication expressing ideas or sharing the information by talking or by writing is called communication. Understood beta? Expressing ideas or sharing information by talking or by writing is called communication. Means of communication, what are yes, means of communication. What is means of communication? The objects which help us in communicating with people. The objects which help us in communicating with people are called communication. Means of communication. Means of communication. Understood beta? The objects means what are means of communication? Please tell me what are means of communication. The objects which help us in the communicating with people are called means of communication. Means साधन. Understood? Means संचार के कौन कौन से साधन है? You know the object which help us in the communicating with people are called means of communication. Understood? You know some example. You know telephone, mobile phone, computers, letters are the क्या है? Some means of communication. Understood beta? What are means of communication? The object which help us in communicating with the people is called means of communication. Example: telephone, mobile phone, computer, letter are some means of communication. Understood beta? Yes, we also communicate through gesture and facial. Means second topic आता है types of communication. Next topics types of communication. Type of communication. How many types of the communication beta? There are two types of the communication. First non-verbal non-verbal verbal communication. Second, non-verbal communication. Next, mass communication. Yes, beta. There are three types of the communication: verbal communication, understood? Verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and mass communication. Understood, beta? How many types of the communication? There are three types of the communication. First आता है verbal communication, and second non-verbal communication, and third mass communication. You know each and every means points. Understood, beta? What are communication? Expressing ideas or sharing information are called yes, by talking. Expressing ideas or sharing information by talking or writing is called communication. Means of communication: objects. The objects which help us in communicating with the people are called means of communication. Example: telephone, mobile phone, computer, letters are means of communication. Types of communication. Third topic आता है types of communication. There are three types of the communication. First verbal communication, second non-verbal communication, and third mass communication. Understood? You know each and every points. Let us start. For verbal communication. Understood, beta? Verbal communication means what are verbal communication? Communication with talking is called verbal communication. बोलना वर्बल मीन्स क्या होता है? आप क्या कर सकते हैं? बाय द माउथ मीन्स बाय द साउंड मीन्स आप क्या कर सकते हैं? वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. फर्स्ट है वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. कम्युनिकेशन विद द टॉकिंग इज कॉल्ड वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? आप ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि उसको क्या बोलते हैं? वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, बोलना बाय टॉकिंग. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? जब हम टॉकिंग के द्वारा अपने संचार को, अपने विचारों का आदान प्रदान करते हैं तो उसको वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन बोलते हैं. सेकेंड आता है नॉन वर्बल. नॉन वर्बल communication. Non-verbal communication without actually talking is called non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. Both are the opposite, beta. Both are the opposite. Understood? Verbal communication with the talking is called verbal communication, and non-verbal communication, it is the opposite of verbal communication. Means communication without actually talking is called what? Non-verbal communication. Understood, beta? Both are the opposites. Verbal communication is opposite of the non-verbal communication, and non-verbal is the opposite of the verbal communication. Understood? Verbal communication. What is verbal communication. Communication with talking is called verbal communication, and non-verbal communication, communication without actually talking, is called non-verbal communication. Understood everyone? Second or third topic is mass communication. Mass communication. You understood all two topics? Or you by the means communication with the talking is called verbal communication, like means communication without actually talking is called non-verbal communication. It is called sign language also. Understood? You can express your feeling, you can express your ideas by the sign. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? बाय द साइन, आप साइन के द्वारा बताते हैं, नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन इन अदर लैंग्वेज यू कैन यूज. अंडरस्टूड? VS आवर गूंगे बहरों का न्यूज़ देखे होंगे. वन लेडी आर जेंट्स, दे एक्सप्रेस देयर फीलिंग्स, दे एक्सप्रेस देयर आइडियाज विद द साइन. अंडरस्टूड? बाय द हैंड, वे हैंड से अपने एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. अंडरस्टूड बेटा? एंड द डम एंड डीफ, दे कैन अंडरस्टूड देयर एक्सप्रेशन. they can understood the sign language. understood बेटा? वे क्या होते हैं, वे साइन लैंग्वेज को समझ जाते हैं. understood? that is the non verbal communication. understood everyone? clear? what is verbal communication? Communication with the talking is called verbal communication, and it is the opposite of non verbal. And non verbal communication without actually talking is called non verbal communication. It is a sign language also. Understood बेटा? it is the sign language, and non-verbal communication is the best example for deaf and dumb, बहरे और गूंगों के लिए. Understood? we can in this communication we express our ideas, information, or we can express our ideas by the sign language. Understood बेटा? by the sign language. And ideas, sharing the ideas, sharing the information and ideas, large number of people is called mass communication. Understood बेटा? sharing the information and ideas with a large number of people is called mass communication. Understood बेटा? You can speak mass means in the group. Understood? when we express our ideas or sharing the same information and ideas, sharing the same information and ideas with a large number of people is called mass communication. Understood beta? Means of mass communication include newspaper, magazines, television, internet and radio. What is the example of mass communication? Newspaper, internet, magazines, television and radio. Understood everyone? Means newspaper tells us about the important events. You can you can see the newspaper Newspaper tells us about the important events, share the information with a large number of people. And television, next आता है television. Television is an important means of mass communication. They provide us a lot of information on the different topics. Understood? And next we get information on almost everything on the internet. It is a storehouse of information. Storehouse means containing a lot of information. What is the meaning of storehouse? Storehouse containing a lot of information. What is the meaning of storehouse? Storehouse containing a lot of information. Understood? Storehouse of information. Radio is also for mass communication, weak communication. Understood? Communication in the present and past. Yes. How do people communicate their feelings, their ideas in the present time and in the past time, in the earlier days? How they express their information, how they send their information, how they express their ideas in the earliest days and the present days. It is the comparison in these topics. Yes, beta. In the past, people used to communicate. You know now, in the earlier days, in the past time, people used to communicate with the help of pigeons, messengers, and the spook sign. Understood, beta? Means messages were written on the what? On the written and tied on the leg of pigeons. Yes, messages were written and tied to the leg of pigeons, and those pigeons were trained by the some peoples. Understood, beta? Pigeons, the messengers pigeons are trained by some peoples, and messages are sent, are tied, are written on the leg of what? Leg of the pigeons. And next आता है बेटा messengers. Yes, some messengers used to carry messages from one place to another place. That one people who were sent messages from one king to another king, that is called the messengers. That is their work is for sending messages. And smoke signal. Yes, smoke signal. In the past day, who are sending messages? Pigeons, messengers, and smoke signal. Yes beta, in that days means people used to pigeons to send their message. Understood? They in that time on the leg of pigeons they send their message, and they tied some letters on the pigeons, and pigeons send the message from one place to another place, and that those pigeons were trained by the some peoples. And second messengers, yes, one people used to carry the messages from one place to another place. Their works is only sending the message. And next आता है smoke signal. Yes, in the danger condition people used to sign the smoke signal. Yes, वे धुएं का सिग्नल देते थे. Understood? They burn the fire and used to sign what? Smoke signal. And next आता है बेटा, in the present time nowadays we can use telephone, mobile phone, computers, internet, what, to express our ideas, to express our sharing our information. Understood? Nowadays we used telephone, mobile phone, computers, letters. We should nowadays we can use letters also, and that letters used to post in the post office. Understood beta? After reading that letters we put down in the post office. Understood beta? Understood each and everyone? Yes. So and in the present time, yes, in the present time we use telephone, mobile phone, computer, internet, later. Understood beta? But in the past time we send our message by the three things, means by the pigeons, by the messenger, and by the smoke signal. But in the present time we used telephone, mobile phone, and computer, internet, and letters by expressing our feelings, sharing some information with our friends or our family. Understood beta? So means yes, this is the chapter number 17, communication. What is the meaning of communication? Communication means संचार या संपर्क या विचारों का आदान प्रदान कर सकते हैं. About the communication, I have described that what is communication: expressing ideas or sharing information by talking or writing is called communication. What is mass communication? What are mass communication? Objects which help us in communicating with the people are called mass communication. Example: telephone, mobile phone, computer, letters, etc. And there are three types of the communication. First, verbal communication. Communication with the talking is called verbal communication, and non-verbal communication. Second, non-verbal communication. Communication without actually the talking is called non-verbal communication. It is called sign language. We express our feelings, our ideas with the sign. And next आता mass communication. Mass communication, yes, sharing the same information and ideas with a large number of people is called mass communication. Yes, mass communication, newspaper, television, magazine, internet, and radio. The example of mass communication. And communication in the present and past. In the past time we should use pigeons and messengers, smoke signal for the sharing, for sharing the information, for expressing the ideas. And in the present time we should express our feelings and ideas: telephone, mobile phone, computer, internet, and letters. Understood everyone? I hope you understood this chapter number 17, communication. Class first and second student understood everyone? Please tell me beta. Anyone have problem? Please tell me. You have some problem, beta? Yes, if you have, you can ask me in next class. You in yes, which problem you have? You can write on the paper, and next live class you can ask me. Understood, beta? Thank you very much. I hope you understood all the topics and this chapter and under all the topics. Yes, thank you, beta. Thank you very much. सुनो सर, सुनो सर. So